DHEA, or dihydroepiandrosterone, is often called the youth hormone. DHEA is the most abundant hormone precursor in the human body, and it's a source of your sex hormones. It's been shown to boost cognition, memory, energy levels, and motivation. It's the most common natural steroid found in the human blood plasma, but it decreases by about 80% between the ages of 25 to 75. A DHEA deficiency is suspected in many age-related health issues, including declines in brain and nervous system function. The latest research shows that DHEA supplementation can have powerful neuroprotective effects. If you're feeling tired and overwhelmed, have low sex drive, or regularly suffer with depression or poor mood, there's a good chance that your body isn't producing enough DHEA. DHEA helps to enhance neuron utilization of adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. This is the primary energy source of brain cell mitochondria. Keeping the brain cell ATP levels optimized helps to prevent age-related cognitive decline. DHEA levels are directly associated with neurotransmitters involved in concentration, working memory, and executive function. DHEA supplementation can improve mood and energy while alleviating depression, and it's been found to influence gene expression in the brain. It modulates the expression of genes directly involved in appetite, energy utilization, and alertness. DHEA is the most abundant natural steroid hormone in the body. It's sometimes called the youth hormone, and it's a source of your sex hormones. It's naturally synthesized in the testicles, adrenal glands, and the brain. It's a precursor to dihydrotestosterone, or DHT, and also testosterone in men and estrogen in women, and it can activate both androgen and estrogen receptors. Besides making DHEA, your adrenal glands also produce cortisol. This is in direct competition with DHEA for production. When cortisol is high, especially for prolonged periods of time, your adrenal glands wear out, and DHEA production can decline. DHEA can be made in the lab from wild yam and from soy, but your body cannot produce DHEA from eating these foods. To boost the DHEA, you need to take it as a supplement. Your body's natural production of DHEA varies with age. Low levels are produced before puberty, with the peak production in your 20s. Between the ages of 25 to 30, 75% of your DHEA levels will drop by 80%, affecting everything from alertness, memory, recall, mood, and sex drive. Its decline is even implicated in some neurodegenerative diseases. The age-related variation in DHEA production has led scientists to believe that DHEA could be linked to aging itself. Many athletes use DHEA to increase muscle mass, strength, and energy, but DHEA use is banned in the US by the National Collegiate Athletic Association, and it's also considered a banned substance by the NBA, the NFL, and the United States Olympic Committee. In Canada, DHEA is considered a drug, and it's only available by prescription. This says something about the power of DHEA. It's technically a steroid, which may be why it's included in the performance-enhancing drug list. In 2007, the US Congress tried to reclassify DHEA as an anabolic steroid drug, which means this natural human hormone could only be available by prescription. Fortunately, this legislation never passed, and you can still buy DHEA as an over-the-counter supplement in the US. DHEA boosts working memory. Research has shown that higher DHEA levels are directly related to concentration, working memory, and executive function, or decision-making. A study done in Australia in 2003 and 2004 worked with 295 women aged 21 to 77 years. The researchers set out to investigate whether circulating levels of DHEAs contribute to cognitive function. The women in the study went through a comprehensive battery of tests for cognitive function and DHEA levels. The researchers concluded that higher endogenous DHEAs are independently and favorably associated with executive function, concentration, and working memory. Naturally, DHEA has been found to improve both mood and energy while also alleviating depression. It may be a good natural alternative to traditional antidepressants. A double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled study was done in the US National Institute of Health with 46 men and women. The study subjects had been diagnosed with major or minor depression. The depressed patients went through 6 weeks of DHEA therapy, 90 mg per day for 3 weeks, and 450 mg per day for 3 weeks, and 6 weeks of a placebo. They were then tested using different depression rating scales and also for sexual function. The study found that DHEA offered a significant improvement in depression symptoms and major improvements in sexual function. In a very rare admission from the conservative National Institute of Health, we find DHEA to be an effective treatment for midlife onset major and minor depression. As we get older, our brain chemistry and our energy metabolism changes. Concentration, working memory, and executive function decline. Neuron receptors degenerate. Adrenals wear out, and DHEA levels decline. Appetite regulation, energy, and alertness also decline. All of these age-related changes are influenced by declining levels of DHEA, and they're contributing factors to neurodegenerative diseases and depression. DHEA levels are an inevitable consequence of aging, and they can contribute to the onset of degenerative disease. The latest scientific research validates what we know about DHEA's anti-aging effect, and it's not just for athletes. DHEA's neuroprotective benefits are vital to memory and improving mood. It supports cardiovascular health, and it activates genes that prevent cardiovascular health problems, diabetes, and obesity. It boosts the quality of life and the sexual function. It even improves the appearance of youthful-looking skin. DHEA supplementation can enhance cognitive function and memory, and improve decision-making or executive function. It's even been shown to decrease brain cell death and to promote general cerebral health. You should experience a noticeable increase in motivation and drive soon after supplementing with DHEA, especially if your levels are low. If you're under constant stress, have chronic fatigue, feel weak, depressed, and have low sex drive, DHEA levels should be checked. Too many users suffer unnecessarily from high stress and low DHEA production. DHEA is a steroid hormone, and it's got a strong influence on both brain structure and function. Social and physical stress has a severe negative effect in your hippocampus, affecting memory and orientation. DHEA seems to have a neuroprotective role in reducing the toxic effects of glutamate and cortisol that's elevated by stress. Studies show low DHEA levels in people suffering from major depression. And if cortisol and DHEA are out of balance, it will delay recovery from these diseases. DHEA plays a role in the treatment of depression, whether it's caused by stress or aging. It affects both the cellular structure of the brain and its function. Scientists in Japan set out to determine if DHEA levels could predict longevity. The study included 948 men and women aged 21 to 88 years. The researchers measured the DHEA levels at the beginning of the study and periodically for the next 27 years. DHEA levels were higher in men than women, as was expected. DHEA levels were measured along with the blood pressure and the blood sugar. Of these three health measures, DHEA levels in the men were the strongest predictor of longevity. It doesn't matter what your age, blood pressure or blood sugar level, this 27-year study concluded that DHEA levels could be a way to predict how long you live. Studies in rodents showed that DHEA improved cognition, but there were inconsistent findings in humans who were tying cognition to DHEA supplementation, so scientists at the University of Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK decided to find out. In this double-blind study, 24 healthy young men were treated with 150 mg per day of DHEA for 7 days. Mood, memory, and the stress hormone cortisol were measured, including scanning their brains to identify brain regions involved in cognition. The study results showed a reduction in evening cortisol concentrations and improved memory and mood. Recall significantly improved, and the researchers concluded the study was the first to show that DHEA had a beneficial effect on memory in healthy young men. Several studies suggest that DHEA levels drop following different types of acute stress, implicating DHEA's role in coping with stress and recovering from stress. Researchers in Taiwan wanted to find out what would happen to DHEA levels during a negative outcome in an athletic competition. In this case, they studied 14 elite golfers who were participating in major national golf tournaments. The golfers were divided into two groups. One group made the cut during the competition, and the other group did not make the cut. DHEA levels were measured in both groups one day before the competition, and then on day 1, 3, and 5 after the players' final competition. The study results showed that DHEA levels in the players that made the cut during the competition did not change. Those players that failed to make the cut experienced a drop in blood concentration of DHEA. The study suggests that DHEA plays a role in your coping mechanism during psychologically challenging times. Supplementing with DHEA during times of stress could help to alleviate some of the symptoms normally associated with high stress levels. Recommended doses of DHEA is 25 to 50 milligrams per day. DHEA is a strong steroid hormone, and low supplemental doses affect gene expression in inhibiting metabolic syndrome. DHEA supplementation boosts bone strength and it enhances cognition and memory. The supplementation is not recommended for anyone under 18 years of age. And like many nootropics, too much DHEA is not a good thing and it can lead to problems. Many users and doctors recommend taking hormone holidays. In other words, use DHEA for a month and then take a month off. Supplementing with DHEA beyond the normal range may be advisable for short periods of time, such as restoring a badly depleted adrenal system. But maintaining large doses of DHEA can lead to unpleasant side effects. If you've been diagnosed with a hormone-dependent cancer, you should not supplement with DHEA until your cancer has been cured. Testing for DHEA levels is very important if you're planning on supplementing with this powerful compound, because if your hormone levels are normal and you start taking DHEA, you could experience side effects like acne, hair loss, tumor formation, heart arrhythmia, and insomnia. At higher than 100 mg per day doses, DHEA has been linked to side effects. Many experts caution against high doses of DHEA for long-term use. Get your DHEA levels checked before starting to supplement to be on the safe side. Your body does make some DHEA on its own, but DHEA production inevitably declines with age, and possibly even faster depending on the health of your adrenal glands. If you're under constant stress, have chronic fatigue, feel weak, depressed, or have a low sex drive, find a practitioner and have your levels checked. Maintaining optimal DHEA levels can enhance cognitive function and memory and improve decision making. It's even been shown to prevent brain cell death and to boost general cerebral health. Start with 25 milligrams of DHEA per day to see how you feel. Increase the dose to no more than 50 milligrams per day and watch for any side effects. And don't forget to cycle it. Take it for a month and then take a month off. For more information about herbs, supplements, and natural treatment options, check out my website.